The 2015 EuroPro Tour is finally underway. A weather-affected opening event at the Celtic Manor was full of drama. After 6 years on the tour, Gary King took his first EuroPro Tour title. Will we see another first-time winner at the 2015 Buildbase Open? Hello and welcome to Frilford Heath for the 4th edition of the Buildbase Open. In 2014, James Robinson took the title here in what will be the start of his road to the Challenge Tour. 2015 sees many new faces and competition has never been fiercer. Could a rookie take the second event of our tour? Here's what's coming up in the next 2 hours. We have all the action from the final round of the Buildbase Open. John E. Morgan gives us a guide to the key to playing the red course here at Frilford Heath.
That's the perfect place to be.
We catch up with last week's winner Gary King, who has high hopes for 2015.
With one more win, 20 grand's not far off the mark that you need to get that top 5.
What a way to open your account on tour. First event and a hole-in-one for rookie Matt Mosley. What was he really thinking?
Just walked off the tee, walked towards the green, and when we got out there, my playing partner looked in the hole and it was there.
And we begin our search for the EuroPro Tour Fantasy Golf Course as last week's winner picks the opening hole for our ultimate golf course.
Coming to the end of the round when you're under pressure, it demands 2 really good golf shots.
Yes, all that's still to come, but first of all, I'm with the director of Buildbase right here, Dave Robertson. Dave, this is the 4th edition of the Buildbase Open. Tell us why you support the EuroPro so much.
We just enjoy investing in these youngsters. They're the stars of tomorrow, so we just like to do what we can, do our bit to actually help them along. That's our philosophy in Buildbase, train people, bring them along, so this is us doing our bit.
And the competition, it's moving from strength to strength, better players every year, great courses like Frilford Heath. Tell us where you see it going in the future.
Well, it was absolutely awesome. The quality of the golf we've seen this over the last 3 days, it's been fantastic, so it's just going to go from strength to strength.
A little birdie told me you won the Pro-Am, is that right?
Yes, I managed to get in the team, a very good team, and we won the Pro-Am by quite a considerable margin, so yeah, very happy this week.
Great, congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
Time now to learn a little bit more about the course with our resident pro, John E. Morgan.
Thanks, Laura. This red course is absolutely beautiful, in stunning condition, not one blade of grass out of place. The greens are absolutely pure, no qualms there. Read the putt right, it's definitely going to drop for you. But very different compared to the blue course that we've been playing over the last couple of years. Off the tees on the blue, you could hit it here, there and everywhere and find your ball and be able to play another shot. This one, not going to happen. Gorse bushes, thick rough, tall trees everywhere, swirling winds above the trees. You need to be Daniel Dart off the tee. Driver is essential around the long holes, and the boys with weather like this can go seriously low.
This is a real test for the players this week. It's a par 72 measuring just over 7,000 yards. It has just 3 par 5s, but the 2nd and the 6th are both reachable and give good eagle opportunities. But just look at the run-in, 7 straight par 4s and they save the best till last. The 18th hole is a reachable par 4. Coming down the stretch, it could provide some real drama. The 18th has already seen an eagle. It was Dave Corsby in round 2 who finished 2 over and made the cut just on the nose. Time now to have a look at the action so far heading into the final round. 52 players managed to make the cut with the mark of 2 over. Luke Goddard won his only EuroPro title at Lingfield Park in 2011. An opening round of 70 followed by a 69 would see him tie in second place at 5 under par.
Playing quite well. Made a few mistakes on the back nine yesterday, so just trying to eliminate those and yeah, just keep doing what I'm doing. Just try and be aggressive still.
James Fraser joined him on that mark. The Welshman is still in search of his first professional victory, but rounds of 67 and 72 would see him and Goddard lead a group of 6 players by 1 shot.
Putted a little bit better on the first round. I missed a few chances yesterday, but generally I'm pretty happy where I am.
But as the saying goes, confidence breeds confidence. Gary King, fresh off his win at Celtic Manor, would literally take Frilford Heath apart. An opening round 62, 10 under par, would set a new course record by some 4 shots and see him lead by 5 shots. A somewhat average 70 by his standards in round 2 would see him increase his lead to 7.
It was certainly the best round of my career. To make 10 birdies and no bogeys was a pretty good feeling, and I made a good 2 on the 9th hole. Hit a great 8-iron in there to about 3 foot, and to shoot double figures for the first time was a great feeling.
Last season, Peter Tarver-Jones had back-to-back wins taking Oxfordshire and Princes. It really is King's to lose. King apart, it's tight at the top with 22 players all within 5 shots of each other. So the scene has been set, and surely Gary King will walk away with his 2nd win in as many weeks. His 62 in round 1, however, shows that there is a score to be had, and here is an omen for you. Last time we were here on the red course in 2012, George Walgar threw away the 6-shot lead he had going into the final round and only won the title in a playoff. Taking you through the final round action, Scott Drummond, James Hepworth, but first, Simon Golding.
Thanks very much, Laura. Yes, delighted to be joined today by 2 players that actually got their European Tour cards at the same time back in the day. Fond memories, James?
They're distant memories, I've got to say. But yeah, there were fond memories at the time, yeah, and I'm sure there were for Scott as well.
Well, looking forward to another good tournament. Scott, welcome to the EuroPro Tour commentary booth. And these are the guys we'll be watching as the leading groups, the final groups out of the day. Warren Bennett, very talented former European Tour player, up against a man that is still pushing on, 27-year-old Luke Goddard. James Fraser playing well, the Welshman looking for a big win. But here's the man that does have the big win on Fraser's home soil, as it were. Gary King picking up that marvellous victory in Celtic Manor last week. So those are the main protagonists as we head out, but on a course that could yield a decent score today. I think it's going to be pretty tricky on this final day. But Scott, this boy knows how to shoot a low score. Gary King.
Yeah, 62, remarkable score. Beat the previous course record by 4 strokes, and a hell of a score on that course.
And on to the course then, Lockwood, Hessel Golf Club man, big Hull City fan. Well, not been a good few weeks for him as a football fan, but that might just cheer him up.
Are we going to get a smile from him? Oh, a little...
Nearly. Well, good start at the first. Now then, Casey. Brian Casey from Headfort Golf Club. One of these players that has been with the same golf club all the way through his junior development over there in Ireland. Has played a lot for the club and repaid all those hours of coaching. And now looking to make the move in the pro ranks. And it's always good, isn't it, when one of your own gets into the big time. Now James Fraser can hit a ball, we know that.
Oh. I've said it before, he's got a great swing, fantastic rhythm. And I'm sure he's going to get a win this year, I'm confident of that.
Well, let's take a look at that marvellous swing of Fraser, the Welshman. What makes it so good, Scott?
Very orthodox, very standard setup, good body angles, not a lot of lower body movement, turns over his legs, turns back through it, maintains his body angles and good balance.
Almost a bit Rory-like, wasn't it?
He'll be happy with that. Casey then, to tidy up. Yes, well done. So good birdie for Casey at the second. Takes his score to 4 under the card. I wonder what sort of numbers we will get on this final day. That fabulous 62 on the first day from King. If he can repeat anywhere close to that, then this title will surely be his. But what a marvellous patch of form, James, at the start of the season.
Oh, just absolutely remarkable. You know, to win the week before and then come out and be as focused as he has been and to turn out a score like that and is awesome.
Yeah, a couple of wins back to back and puts you in a very good position, and also should get you a few invites onto the Challenge Tour, so a nice opportunity during your regular season to just have a look up above you at some of the bigger tournaments.
Goddard here taking on the par 5. Not quite what he was looking for, but...
No, I think that's a hole there that we're looking to reach into and pick up a shot on. He won't be happy with that one.
Yes, those genuine scoring chances will have been identified by day 3. King then second shot into the first.
Lovely balance. Oh, the guy's on fire, isn't he?
That'll do nicely, that single shot there, reflecting just how things have gone so far for Gary King. And looking mighty cool as well as he goes about his business. A few challenges here for the big hitting South African Darren Lloyd.
Be careful, there's branches in front of him here. Oh, is he going over the top? He sure is.
Well, that was a strange choice of shot there. I think he obviously didn't feel confident in keeping it low and avoiding that bunker that was halfway. I don't think he could reach with that aerial route.
It's an incredibly powerful move. Very high hands, enormous amounts of lag. And obviously he just thought he could get it there, but just a little bit too far for him.
Well, 8 behind the leader is Lloyd, so got a lot of work to do on this last day, but never say never. Drizzle still coming down as Luke Goddard tries to recover the situation. That'll do fine.
Yeah, nice control there from the rough.
Yeah, that control from the rough will become an issue if the moisture stays in the air today.
There aren't many guys who swing it better than that. That is fantastic.
You're a big fan there, James.
I am.
Just got to put the finishing touches on the tournament.
I've experienced playing with him and being about 40 yards behind off the tee.
Yes, and here's a guy that everybody's behind off the tee, Darren Lloyd. He gives it some serious stick.
Oh.
Longest hitter on the tour, but it's not all about distance.
No, it's a lot of it's around the greens, and 100 yards and then you've got to really be sharp.
Yeah, it's almost a cliche, isn't it, these days? But that is where the money is won. Goddard then to tidy up. Good confident stroke from the man from Hendon. Fraser then for an early dividend. Very, very nice start for him.
That is the way to start, yeah.
Yeah, open your account early with those birdies, especially when you've got some ground to make up.
Absolutely, yeah.
So Fraser moves to 6 under. Lloyd then with a very sketchy hole to this par 4 third. Just coming down the slope and hasn't given it enough, I'm afraid.
Just a little bit of moisture on the greens there, just holding that putt up.
And I think when you're such a long hitter, it's frustrating when you get so close to the greens and don't convert enough of these wedge shots.
King then. Ooh. So not quite going to script there. That was the chance to move to 13 under. Has to settle for 12, but he's still got himself a very, very nice cushion against the rest of the field. It really is an unusual position here in the Buildbase Open for Gary King. 6 shots ahead of those nearest challengers, but still a lot of golf to be played. Goddard and Fraser at the moment the best of that chasing pack. So plenty of golf still to come from Frilford Heath. Here's the man to beat. Who can catch him if they can? Welcome back to final round action from the Buildbase Open here at Frilford Heath in Oxfordshire. Before we get back to the golf, let's hear from last week's winner, Gary King.
My name is Gary King, winner of the World Snooker Open at Celtic Manor. The first hole on this year's fantasy golf course is the 16th at Celtic Manor's Montgomery course. The reason I've chose this hole is because it's a demanding par 4 and there's trouble left off the tee, which is pretty much lost ball, and even with a good drive you're still going in with quite a long second shot, so it demands 2 really quality golf shots.
Yeah, great idea, that one. And as the weeks go on, the winners will build their fantasy golf course for you. That's actually a hole at Celtic Manor that one of my co-commentators, Johnny Morgan, fell in love with. I wonder which hole the guys will be falling in love with this week. Back to the action then. Fletcher for birdie at the 4th.
Long range attempt here, looking good.
Oh, take that.
God, didn't he keep still on that one? He followed it all the way in, didn't he? Good lad.
Yeah, not the
That's
easiest.
some nice old pants he's wearing here.
I was going to say, not the easiest of stances in the bunker here.
No.
Oh, that'll do.
I think I'm going to put some red pants on.
Well, they're flying in at the moment. That was a great effort from the Scotsman Ross Cameron in his EuroPro Tour debut season. Now, what a group this is. Bennett watching on as Goddard drains the putt. Wonder if they can push each other on. Well, he's a quality player, is Luke Goddard, and he at the moment is leading the chase. The 27-year-old Englishman from Hendon Golf Club turned pro back in 2009. Big Arsenal fan, hence the red shirt, I suspect. Let's hear from Luke.
What needs to happen for you to catch Gary today?
I mean, if I can at least get to double digits and at least, you know, put a bit of pressure on him, and hopefully if he sees that on the leaderboard, then, you know, we might put him in a different mindset. But as I say, it's up to him. With the 7-shot lead, it's in his hands, really.
What are your strengths and what suits your game about this course that could enable you to do that?
I think mainly off the tee. You need to be in play around here. I mean, it's not a long course, so you don't necessarily need a lot of drivers. But if you're in play, then you've got a lot of good opportunities to get close to the flags. Obviously, there's a bit of heather around, so if you stray a bit offline, then you can rack up some scores. So I'd say off the tee.
Back to the action then. Lockwood, after that chip-in birdie at the 1st, unfortunately a bogey at the 3rd, so he goes back to 4 under. Get a real feel of history on this course, don't you? It's beautifully constructed by a man that knew how to build a golf course back in the day.
Yeah, that's J.H. Taylor, 5 times Open champion, who went on to, I think he built Birkdale, Royal Birkdale and Royal Mid-Surrey, I do believe. How about that?
Yes, amongst many. You have to know how to play around courses like this. You have to map your way around. And on day 3, Scott, what's your thought process? I know the pins are in different places, but what's your thought process in general?
Well, most guys will be, hopefully they're just trying to stick to the game plan that they've figured at the start of the week and not get too adventurous. Obviously, quite a few shots to make up, but they need to stick to their plan and give themselves birdie chances. That's all they've got to do.
Always the chance, I guess, that King's golden run could come to an end under a bit of pressure. Fraser then, well, we could see that wasn't on line from the off.
Yeah, disappointing to miss those ones when you've got this ground to catch up on that we keep talking about.
Well, here's the reaction from the Welshman. And when he finally looked up, it was disbelief. What's the ball still doing on the green? King then with this massive lead. It's been a long time actually since we've had a player come into a final day's golf with such a huge cushion, and that, James, presents its own mental challenge.
Absolutely, just keeping your concentration and focus and sticking to the game plan is absolutely crucial.
Well, that's what King's got to do, and he's still got the shots to be able to do that. But back in the clubhouse, how about that from Robbie Busher? The Englishman with a 68 on the final day moves him to 3 under, so he can sit and relax and watch how the rest of the field get on. Now Harmston saw his tee shot to here, dropped a shot at the 5th, but that looks good.
Yeah, nice controlled action there. Looking to find this par 5 in 2, keep some momentum going, and he's almost done it.
Fraser looking to recover from his disappointment.
Looks like he's pulled that a little bit.
Quite a lot, actually.
Good Lord.
Yeah, good shout, James.
That's
He's going to need some luck, isn't he?
Yeah, and out of character for James there.
Goddard then at the par 3 fourth, 7 under and looking very solid out there. Again, just drifting away to his right-hand side.
Long eagle attempt here. This would be a nice one to drain.
It's tracking.
Good pace.
Yeah, you feel that he and a few guys around him need a couple of eagles in there on that front line just to get the challenge going. We're going to get pretty much the same all day today, I think, with King having such a fascinating and huge lead. Just watching him plot his way around, and not really a tremendous amount of pressure on him. Just got to try and play within himself. Now, this boy can play.
Yeah, it's like James Fraser. It's a fantastic swing, lovely rhythm, almost Ernie Els like. He struggled with injuries over his career, and look at that awesome shot.
Yes, awesome shot indeed. And somebody that knows all about awesome shots is EuroPro Tour rookie Matt Mosley, freelance Justin Rose impersonator along the way. But this is what he did at Celtic Manor, a fabulous ace for the young man.
It's in the 4th tee, his last on the tee. Had a nice yardage, 190 yards to the flag. Picked 5-iron and thought if I could just start it at the left edge of the bunker, front of the green. And then if the wind was out the left a bit, so if it faded a little bit towards the flag, that'd be great. Started on a nice line, faded, drifted towards the flag. I saw it land and then I didn't see anything after that, so I didn't really know. The cameraman didn't say anything to us and just walked off the tee, walked towards the green, and when we got up there, my playing partner looked in the hole and it was there.
Yeah, fantastic stuff for the young man. Come on then, boys, cards on the table. How many holes in one? Should we start with you, Scott?
I think I've had about a dozen.
I think I've had about a dozen.
Yeah, I've lost count.
That's just pure greed. A dozen. I've only had a few.
It's always a special feeling, that.
So a great moment for Mosley last week. Back to the action here, though, at Frilford Heath, and a bit messy, I'm afraid, for Fraser in the bundai there.
Yeah, that's hard to get any yardage out of that stuff. Just trying to get it back onto some short grass.
Tricky not to get a flyer as well at the same time and career across the other side of the fairway into the trees.
Ooh, look at those wrists. Yeah. Well, all that power available to him, and needed it just to get out of trouble there. Now, what sort of damage can Luke Goddard do on this final round?
It was a lovely action there, wasn't it? Quite a tricky little lie as well, downhill. He needed to get some elevation on it, but he played it well.
King, the leader, still leading by 5. Just looks totally in the moment, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks really in control of his game. And, you know, he's played another sensible shot there.
Yeah, he's fairways and greens at the moment, which is going to do him no harm today. The others are going to have to do something very special.
Yeah, Goddard amongst them. First things first, needs his par here.
And those are the simple shots that fritter away, and you really can't afford to do that.
Tough break for Goddard then. Drops a shot at the par 3 fourth. And things not getting too much better for Fraser. Well, up and over, we saw Darren Lloyd have to play a similar shot earlier, but he was able to get a bit more on this one.
Yeah, he's not going to get any reaction on the green coming out of that long grass.
Bennett to move to 5 under. Is this the start of his charge?
Somebody needs to make a charge.
Yeah, that's going to be the only thing that'll get pressure on the leader, King.
Yeah, guys need to start making a lot of birdies.
Harmston to do just that. Good work. Well, that's how things stand at the moment, and King will be delighted to see that his lead is restored to 6. Many leaderboards all over the course, so the players do have an idea of what's happening. Some people like to look at them, some people like to ignore them. What did you like to do, Scott?
I like to ignore them, if I was honest. I had my game plan. You just go out, you just try and shoot the lowest score you can on every single day, and that's all you can do. Avoid putting extra pressure on yourself by looking what others are doing.
I was the opposite. I couldn't help but look at them.
Oh,
whenever I saw one, I had to look at it.
Look at Casey, he might be looking at a few leaderboards after that putt. Great effort from him at the 8th, so he moves to 4 under. Yes, we all are built very differently, aren't we, mentally, when you're out there on the course. King then. Still not managed to advance his score today. He'll take that though.
Yeah, nicely judged from that long range. Doesn't want to put any extra pressure on himself, leaving himself 3-4 footers. If he can roll all those long ones up whole side, he's going to be very happy.
That's a huge advantage. You've got the pace of the greens and you've got that sort of lead.
Fraser then. Not quite what he's after. He's got the closest view of what Gary King is doing today. This then to stay at 12 under. Very mixed weather conditions in this final round. And that little bit of breeze, although this course is well protected by the trees, once you get up above into the air, the ball can move around. But at the moment, it's all good for Gary King in his quest to make it back-to-back wins here on the EuroPro Tour. He still leads ahead of Cameron and Goddard by 6 shots. Fantastic stuff at the moment for Gary King. And we'll see what he can do against the rest after the break.
Welcome back to the HotelPlanner.com PGA EuroPro Tour. We're here at Frilford Heath, where Gary King is the man of the moment. So let's find out a little bit more about him.
Well, luckily, I'm joined by Gary King, the king of rounds. I mean, 10 under, first day, wasn't it, Gary?
Yeah, that was a pretty special day. 10 under par, my lowest pro round, and to beat the rest of the field by 5 as well was a pretty special feeling.
You just slaughtered them, man.
Yeah, I did. Just drove it great and putted great, and I think they're the 2 most important parts of the game. If you've got those going, then you're going to shoot a low one.
Well, how come you're on the chipping green? Is this just a...
Because you dragged me out here because it's the strongest point of your game, and you want to take my money, I think, don't you?
Yeah, I do. What are we going to have on it?
10 grand?
Yeah, well, mate, well, you're 10 grand heavier in your pocket, aren't you, from last week?
Yeah, from last week.
I mean, how was that for you? I mean, what a start to the season.
Yeah, no, it was a good start, and especially when I made that putt in the last and I didn't even realise I won. And then Bill told me he left a shot in the bunker on the 9th there, and then realised I was 10 grand richer, so without having to slog it out in the playoff. What one are we going for? Red flag?
Mate, it's your call, man. You're the champ.
Well, after
I ain't going to take it off you.
After seeing your flop shots, I need a bit of green to work with.
Well, you know, it's got to be done.
Right, let's try and land it up there.
Oh, mate, that's perfect. It's released, though.
Hit
it's going to hit the flag.
Aye!
I tell you, you're playing partner today, though. Playing partner today, holding it out on 18.
Yeah.
And you whacked it into about 2 feet. I mean, the putt didn't go your way, but I mean, what a shot by him, eh?
That was Dave. He was 4 over, walking down the last. I said to him, "What you on?" And he said, "I'm 4. I think I need a birdie at least," because it was a bit trickier today. And then, boom, Bob's your uncle, straight in the hole.
And
2 overs, hopefully.
Timmy Royce had a birdie as well, did
Yeah, it did, yeah.
So you messed it all up. You were about to be 4 under for that hole, you 3 ball.
That's 1-0. 1-0 to you then.
Is it?
Mate, look at that. That is mustard.
Oh, mate. Now that was good. So course record, how many course records have you got?
2 or 3.
Have you?
Or maybe, no, I've definitely got 3 actually. Well, I had the course record at Sheringham a while back. Got the course record at my hole and then here. And maybe at the place in Ireland last year when I shot 8 under, had 12 birdies. Mount Wosley, I think, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I'm not sure if that
round of
was
golf.
course record because I think Neil Fennick shot the same in the Pro-Am. Oh, it's come out low
That's
and
got some
spinny.
spin though, that you could tell the spin on that, but it's released on you. Bit too much pace. We're going
I'll
into
take
a
the
putt.
off there
Mate,
all day.
2-2, going on to the
Let's
putting
do it.
green. Savia.
So many valuable things to learn in golf, but lesson number 1, don't bet John Morgan 10 grand around a green.
No, he's still got his touch, hasn't he?
Warren Bennett here coming off a bogey on the 5th. Needs to get this one straight back on the par 5 6th.
This is a hole he's looking to make a 3 on. Start to carve his way through the field if he can.
Here's the trousers again, Mr. Cameron.
And the fringes are so nice on this course. A lot of guys looking to putt through them rather than chip. Not a bad effort there.
Yes, one of a number of players from the Paul Lawrie Golf Foundation that are starting to make their way in the world of golf. Very interesting setup north of the border. Well, this is what you can open up on this course with decent play from the tee. Real chance for Bennett, but I think he's blown it.
He's leaked that right, I think. Oh, he has.
Oh dear.
Yeah, not a million miles away. From that position in the fairway, he'd be looking to get that very close, I think. And like James said, carve his way through this field today.
Well, Gary King said both the important elements of his game, driving and putting, have been working. Spoke too soon.
It was a nice balanced swing, but don't have to be too far off on this course. Just off the semi-rough,
There's a lot of gorse round here.
Yeah, and that's not the place to be.
Well, there's all the signals you need on the slow-mo to tell you exactly where that went, so that could be the first bit of trouble for our leader, Gary King.
Here's Warren. From my past experience, he's a wonderful bunker player. And that was a good effort there. Not easy to get the spin when the sand is wet and the greens are a little bit damp. The ball skids on the first bounce.
Cameron, previous best finish off a Longhurst Hall. Tied 19th last season at the Dawson and Sanderson Travel Classic. So another young man making his way. Now, never a particularly comfortable position when you've seen your playing partner stick it into the gorse.
There's a couple of bunkers down the right there, I believe.
Yeah, that's a good spot there. Very good, like you say, having seen your playing partner hit it down the one side and in the trouble. It's not always the best thing you want.
He's got to make this, Warren. Come on, get in there. Well done.
Goes back to 5 under then, so damage repaired. But a bit of damage could be done here.
There we go. Needs to think about this one carefully.
Yeah, you've got to be very careful backing into the bushes, or if you're in the trees, just when you're trying to take your stance, if any small branches, twigs come off, you can incur a penalty, and I think he's making the right decision here, taking a drop. He's got nowhere to go with it, so sensible move here.
Well, 189 yards to the stick. What a hole. This is the 9th, and well, it's an absolute beauty. Bunker left, bunker right, green slopes from back to front, slightly left to right as well, and all these tall, beautiful trees just kind of guarding you from the wind. You're not really going to know. As soon as the ball goes up above it, it's just going to swirl around on you and go, well, a bit bananas in the air. But I got a bit of a 7-iron here. One place you don't want to go is long, bit of an out of bounds at the back. So a little kick forward and you're going to be reloading. Anyway, here we go. 7-iron in hand. For me, I'm a natural drawer. Green sloping from left to right. If it lands on the green, it's going to land dead still. So anyway, here we go. Can we do one? Very narrow entrance into this green, which makes it even tougher. Fly it all the way. Keep drawing, keep drawing. It's doing what it says on the tin. Well, I think it's scraped onto front edge. It's on the green, 2 putts from there. Boys would be well happy with that.
Not the only ones that'll be well happy with it. My goodness me. Every week, James, he does this.
He's a seriously good player.
Now back to the action and the seriously good players in contention here at Frilford Heath. Harmston with his tee shot at the hole John was just speaking about, and goodness me, he'll take that.
Yep. There we go.
He can shift this up somewhere near the green for his third shot. He'll be very happy after that tee shot. Give himself a chance to save par. And a pretty good job there.
Yeah, one of these short game will be confident of getting that up and down, saving his par.
Good sensible decision. Nice clear head from King. Just holding down the grip a little bit there. Worked out well for him. Now Harmston after that beautiful tee shot at 9.
Yeah, signature hole here at Frilford. It is beautiful looking par 3. Won't be too many birdies here today, I don't think. This could be one of them though.
Well, they'll certainly be well happy with that one.
Yeah, back on the EuroPro Tour after a few tournaments back in 2012, Harmston. Best result so far, a 9th at Marhall, north of the border. But this man's best result, that marvellous win last week at Celtic Manor. And that didn't quite go as he wanted.
By his standards, a little bit clumsy there. A bit of work to do.
Well, this was a very good tee shot into 9. See if he can finish this one off. There we go.
Beautifully done from the South African. And from his point of view, a little bit of finesse involved for a man that is renowned as one of the longest hitters on this tour. The 26-year-old South African, been over here in this country for quite a while now and still looking for that move up to the next level. He'll get it someday though. Darren Lloyd, talented player.
Yesterday's round, the back 9, I held a few putts and shot 5 under there, so that really helped. So going to today, just try to execute my game plan and be patient, and hopefully a few putts go in and make the way up the leaderboard.
And you hit the ball an absolute mile. You're the longest hitter on the EuroPro Tour. Frilford Heath is known as a bit of a driver's golf course. Do you feel that gives you an advantage here?
No, I don't here. I feel that there's a few different holes, dog legs and things like that. So obviously on most of the time when you get the drive away, then it would be an advantage. But there's a few holes here with, you know, where you might have to cut the corner and things like that, and it doesn't always work out. So there's a few holes where, yes, I'll hit driver and try to take it on, but generally speaking, I think you can make your way around this course, playing it conservatively if you like, and I think a few of the guys have played it that way this week.
Now we've got James here putting for eagle. A great opportunity to really set his round on fire. Needs to make this.
Yeah, and it'll also add more pressure to the king par putt.
Come on. Oh. Can't afford to be leaving those short, James.
Bennett with his third shot on 7. Obviously been in a little bit of bother off the tee. See if those short game skills are still there. Yeah, look at that.
Sure are. Wow.
Beautifully judged.
This then for King to just underline how clearly he was thinking when he went into the gorse. No. So our first little blip.
Interesting. 2-shot swing.
No, Warren, just to tidy things up.
Using an old Wilson blade there. Ooh.
Very un-Warren-like.
He was just up and out of that a little bit too early, wasn't he, Scott?
Yeah, he just did. He just came out of it. A little bit of borrow on it. Took it to the side. Now Fraser for birdie. Yeah.
Good man. Well, he's putting a little bit of pressure on Gary.
Yeah, he's doing what he needs to do. And it'll be interesting to see Gary's reaction here. If he pops this one in and makes bogey, see his reaction, his demeanour on the next hole, see if he can put it behind him and move on.
So a little bit of movement on the leaderboard. As we know, 6 shots in the lead is out of sight, but look at that, just the 4, and that changes things a little. Ross Cameron in 2nd place, but a very good chasing pack tied 3rd, not that far behind. Interesting to see, as the lad said, how this man responds. Second shot then at the par 4 7th.
Again, real great commitment there and showing some signs of real confidence, and another great shot there.
Yeah, not a bad response.
No.
First look at Zane Scotland here. Class player, been around for a long time, had his fair share of injuries as well. But when this man gets in the frame, he's normally right up there.
Yes, the 32-year-old. Still a real talent. Armstrong and Lloyd together. And we're not seeing much movement in terms of their scores today. Armstrong for birdie at the 12th.
And this will be a very good birdie at this hole today. Longish par 4. Oh, yes. Read that beautifully. Late borrow on that putt.
Nice move. So Armstrong goes to 6 under.
Let's see if Fraser can keep those good shots raining in towards the flag, keep that pressure on King.
Looking good. Oh, it is. This is what we want to see, some real attacking golf.
Yeah, that's quality. Almost set up a bit of a match play situation between him and King. Scotland then playing very well on this final day, has moved himself into contention. Very cool customer, isn't he?
He is indeed. Never looks flustered, never looks excited. Just out there doing his job.
Well, that really went at the end of the break. So King not able to claw that shot back.
Bit of sunshine for the boys now, after that drizzle early on. And there we go. Making birdies in the sunshine, these boys now.
That's the way to do it. Lloyd moves himself to 5 under. And another opportunity for Fraser, just to try and put a few elements of doubt in King's head.
Yeah, we've seen a few putts have quite a lot of movement near the hole here. This probably needs to go in with a little bit of pace, just like that.
Yeah, good call. You've got to back yourself, haven't you, on putts like that?
Absolutely, especially when you're chasing. You know, he's playing good golf, he's getting his shots in there, pin high, always a good sign. Judging his yardage as well, and he is keeping that pressure on King.
So for once on this year's EuroPro Tour, Gary King not moving forward, in fact taking a couple of steps back, and that means the likes of Ross Cameron are well and truly in contention now. Good round from him today. He's had 9 pars, a birdie and an eagle to put himself to 7 under in second.
So Gary King firmly in charge. Join us after the break for more EuroPro Tour action. Welcome back to the hotelplanner.com PGA EuroPro Tour. It's event number 2 and we're at Frilford Heath, and I'm joined by the Director of Operations at the PGA EuroPro Tour, Dan Godding.
Hi Laura.
Hello Dan.
Hi.
It's only event number 2 already. It's been so exciting.
Yeah.
What more can we expect from this tour?
Onwards and upwards, Laura, to be honest. We're going better courses, higher prize funds than last year. Our memberships are up, our TV audience is up, the presentation of our programme is even better. It's a cracking tour, really cracking tour, and it's developing these players. So.
And you touched on the courses already. Frilford Heath here today is just beautiful. We've already been at the Celtic Manor, obviously the host of the 2010 Ryder Cup. Tell us about the courses that you've got in store.
Well, as a standard of our players is getting better and better, the standard of these courses is improving. Frilford Heath has always been one of our flagship venues. We're visiting Close House this year, visiting Chart Hills. Some absolutely fantastic new venues have joined the tour, and it's just making the tour look absolutely astonishing. And as that's happening, the players are coming, and the quality is just improving. So some really good things to look forward to be honest. So I'm thrilled to be building this tour, and I've got a cracking team on board, and it's going well.
And Dan, what makes you decide which courses you go to?
This tour is all about development. One of the things that we have in our mind is to make sure that we build a circuit where we can test every different aspect of a player's game. So we go to short courses that can test their short game, long courses can test their long game. But we also go to links courses, heathland courses, tree line courses. We literally make sure that the 15 courses on our schedule test every single aspect of their game, and that's really important for a developmental golf tour as well.
Brilliant. Dan, thank you so much for joining us out here on the course.
No worries.
And time now to get back into the action and head over to our commentary team.
Thanks very much, Laura. Well, we're waiting to see if we can get any more movement on the leaderboard, which sees at the moment Gary King still leading, but he's got some company from the likes of Cameron and Fraser. Cameron, another decent shot to get under the card now, -8, and he's certainly up there amongst it. Now, one of the toughest holes on the course, but a cracker as well, James.
It is. It's an absolute beauty. Yeah, you've got a nice pond there in the middle. It's sheltered from the tee, which makes clubbing quite difficult with the trees around the green. A couple of bunkers there, and as John Morgan pointed out earlier, it's quite a slopey green, making a 2 very tricky.
Now, John, when we saw him earlier in his feature, took a 7-iron off this tee at 189. For you guys, what sort of club is it?
A mere wedge.
Big 6 for me.
Stop it, Mr. Hepworth. Oh dear, and that is not great, I'm afraid. So Fraser, if he's done anything today, that's the way he's moved the ball, and he won't be happy with that. Irishman then, Casey. Brian Casey finished tied 54th at Q School to make his way on to the tour.
That's a lovely touch there, just using the shoulder of the green. Had the best angle in from that side of the fairway.
And a big smile from the young man from Headfort Golf Club. Now King, looking to just calm things down.
He's ripped into that one there.
Slightly loose as well. He needs to keep that rhythm. You know, when things start to wobble a little bit, you've got to just keep those voices quiet that are in your head. Get back to your routines and your game plan. But he's not in bad shape there in terms of a miss.
Scotland ahead down the course on 16. Some really good finishing holes here on this red course at Frilford.
Yeah, another nice wedge shot in there.
There's a quality player saying.
Well, we're here at the par 4 12th hole, 474 yards and demanding from start to finish. Off the tee, you've got all these bunkers in play. You've got trees left, gorse bushes to the right. All you got to do is just rip it down the middle, but that's easier said than done. Got a bunker here, is about 270 yards off the tee, and this one 290. It so happens I've just ripped it and it's caught this bunker. Now I'm left with a bit of a Sandy Lyle shot. Big lip to the bunker, about 200 yards still left to go. I got a 5-iron in my hand. I mean, I got to pure it. So anyway, check your line, see where you're going. The target that you're aiming for is very, very small. Big runoffs left, right, over the back is a place you don't want to go. Little soft undulations, but this one is all about putting the ball back in play. Now stay tall on it, just flip it off the top, and hopefully Bob's your uncle, he's all right. And I tell you what, that was a good swing. Come on, baby. Well, as you can see, high and right with that second shot, it's come into this bunker, just dribbled in. Nice lie, but look what I'm left with. I mean, that early morning sun, catching the trees, loads of shadows over the green, makes it very hard to judge. Obviously, with this bunker shot as well, with these soft contours, means that I got to hit an absolute cracker. This needs to be a peach Melba, I think. Now, lobber in hand, got to have a bit of spin. This is a beautiful green. Walk away with a 4 here, like I said, you're going to be loving life. But this has to be bang on the button. Right, guys, let's see what I got. trying to release it a bit, but the greens are a bit soft. The boys won't be happy with that.
Luke Goddard got his first EuroPro Tour win back in 2011 at Lingfield Park, but first and only, I'm afraid, for Luke.
Yeah, second shot to this, one of the longer par 4s, but not particularly narrow at the entrance to the green.
Quite an inviting entrance.
There we go.
An outside chance.
Now then, we've spoken about this guy's trousers, but let's speak about his golf. He's played some superb stuff today. Put himself right up there in contention.
Just needs to be a bit more aggressive with those putts.
Well, commentators curse, I'm afraid, right at the wrong time.
These guys all need to start getting aggressive now if they're going to start chasing King.
Casey, good international career for Ireland, but now moving into the pro ranks. 2013 made the step up.
Fraser probably quite happy to have caught the bunker here. Should be one of the more simpler up and downs around this green. He's played that lovely.
Gorgeous shot.
A lot of members following this group here from the Frilford Club, and they'll be very appreciative of that one.
Zane looking for a really strong finish here. That was a good putt, positive.
Yeah, back of the hole there, James.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just running out of holes, unfortunately, for Zane.
Nice to see a little smile from Zane there.
Cameron just a little shy with his first putt. Oh, and off target with the second. Well, he's played such brilliant golf up until that point. But I'm afraid the young Scotsman here handing a shot back.
Yeah, those are the frustrating ones. Very frustrating.
Back to our leader. His 6-shot lead at the start of the day reduced to 4.
Very nicely judged, and I think some of those shots, I mean, that's beautiful, but that can really tell if there's any nerves there, the apprehension. It's not, it'll show up on those little chip shots, but that was superb.
Well, more and more people turning up to watch EuroPro Tour events live. It's a really good opportunity to see golfers at this level playing in the flesh, and you can learn a lot.
You can, and it's a great opportunity for amateurs to come out, watch the event and see how the players interact, see how they get around the course, how they manage themselves, and to see them, you know, get a little bit edgy coming down the stretch as well.
Yeah, you can pick up on the roller coaster of emotions of a tour pro. Close hand.
Next opportunity to come along and watch Longhurst Hall up in Northumberland. Big course and a chance to see these guys in action. But here at Frilford Heath, Gary King still not being put under pressure. For every step forward, there seems to be a step back from that chasing pack, and at the moment that means King is okay. Now, talking of the leader, here's the main man himself.
But guys, you know, when it comes to, you know, off time, stuff like that, away from the golf course, what kind of stuff do you like to get up to, mate?
Well, I do bits and bobs with a girlfriend. We like to go out for plenty of meals, plenty of Italians. That's all she eats. So
really?
End up at Zizzi's and Prezzo a lot. And Nando's, if we're lucky. So I get to have some chicken.
Come on, mate, see if you can get one. We haven't got one yet.
There it is.
Any kind of sports? Do you do any other sports?
I like to play badminton. I've been playing a bit of badminton.
Really?
Well, I had one battle against my cousin Stuart a few weeks ago, and I actually can't believe how tough that sport is. I played it when I was younger. We were sweating up within 10 minutes. Yeah, makes golf look easy.
You know, when it comes to music and getting inspired,
I'm very versatile with my music. I like a lot of music, and it was actually last week I was listening to some meditation stuff before the last round, just trying to chill myself out, and that's how I like to feel when I'm playing.
Is it 2-1?
I think it's 1-0, isn't it?
I've held 2.
Have you held 2?
Yeah.
There's me waffling on.
You a movie buff or you a documentary man? Oh
That's
man,
going.
look
That's
at that.
going. Nice.
That was like Tiger Woods.
Yeah, it was.
16 at Augusta.
I've been into a few series just lately because with the golf, obviously, you have so much time in the hotel.
Yeah.
Just got stuck into Breaking Bad. I'm on the closing episodes of that,
Oh,
season
yeah, nice.
5. Watch a bit of Suits as well. And I got into Dexter as well, which was pretty tense. Can't miss when that line's perfect.
I've got absolutely slaughtered by a 10 under king. Who's your legends of the game, man? Can I ask you? Who's your best?
Tiger.
Who's the one?
Tiger all day. Big Tiger fan. Massive Tiger fan.
Anyway, guys, I got to say, man, thank you ever so much
No,
for your
enjoyed
time.
it. Yeah.
For your time more than anything. I know you're a busy boy, and I tell you what, just keep playing the way you're playing, man.
Well, I'll let you get some practice in and let me know when you're ready.
I don't know, these youngsters, they win one tournament. Oh dear, they should show some respect, eh?
Now Casey on 15. Big putt here. This is to get within 3. This could change the landscape for the back 9. Yeah.
Oh, well done. Great roll.
Yeah, not always a comfortable break for the right-handers. Now, some of the contenders starting to move towards the back end of this round, and it's a good closing stretch here at Frilford.
There's a little bit of a backdrop over the pin here. Be looking to screw it back, get it somewhere near. He's just missed it.
Well, unfortunate for Harmston. Got a tricky putt there. Now let's go up to the air and take a look at the 18th here at Frilford with Scott Drummond.
Yeah, lovely short finishing hole here at Frilford. 324 from the back tee. That bunker and bush you can see are about 250. Some guys will stay short of that, leaving themselves a wedge. Other guys will go for the green, but beware of that out of bounds on the left, anywhere over that wall. And a tight pin on the left today.
Zane obviously choosing to lay up. Confident with his yardage from here. Can he finish with a 3? Yeah, there's a good chance up the hill.
Clubhouse lead with Griffiths at 4 under at the moment, so Scotland with a chance to just raise the bar. Now Darren Lloyd, he's got the sort of distance from the tee that means he can go for things if he wants to on this closing stretch. May see some fireworks from the South African.
Zane looking to finish in style here. The birdie on the last. Pretty good approach below the hole.
Oh.
Just jumped on him a little bit, I think.
Now Harmston's left himself with a tricky one here, James.
Yeah, down the hill, a tricky one to get the pace right. He's judged that pretty well, not quite got the line right.
No, this is slightly awkward. Got to keep your balance here. Keep your body angles.
Keep that posture. Looked like a little shank, didn't it?
Yeah, just popped right on him. He was a little bit surprised. Played it well though.
It's a shame for Casey because he's got himself in touch with King. Lloyd then.
Has he hit it?
He certainly has. Good.
Birdie for Darren Lloyd, and those people getting aggressive and making a move that James Hepworth was talking about. Starting to see a few guys trying for it at least. Not quite the finish he was after, but not a bad round from Zane Scotland.
No, a solid round. He's probably a little bit disappointed, but good week's work.
Harmston just to tidy this one up. There we go. Good 2-putt there down the slope. He'll be happy with that. Didn't really give himself an opportunity with the approach.
Casey got himself in a pickle in the bunker and hasn't managed to finish the job.
No, and as we talked about, guys making a step forward but then making a step back, not keeping that pressure applied.
The greens have possibly just got a little bit quicker as well now that rain's died off.
Yep,
Yeah.
sun's come out a little bit.
Yeah, sun's out, guns out, I believe, in modern parlance, but I'm afraid a few of the players then shooting themselves in the foot, which means that Gary King's 11 under is still good enough for a 4-shot lead. I think we're heading for an interesting finish here in the Buildbase Open, but can anybody get back in touch with Gary King, or is he going to have it all his own way? Welcome back to Frilford Heath in Oxfordshire for final round action from the Buildbase Open. And before we get back out onto the course to see the golf, let's take to the air and have a look at the 12th with James Hepworth.
The 12th is one of the more challenging holes on Frilford Heath. It's one of the more longer holes. There's a couple of bunkers there you can see that need to be negotiated. The longer hitters might even carry them, and then from there, with a pin today, they're looking to draw it into that pin. As I say, there's a backstop just over it, looking to suck it back into the hole and make a 3.
Yeah, so possibilities of a score here, but I think most players will be happy just to get through 12 with the card intact. King then.
The man of the moment. See what he can do here. Yeah, very sensible. Again, almost pin high with his yardage, so he'll be very happy with that.
Now, the Irishman Casey did manage to get to just 3 shots behind King. Got himself to 8 under, but has fortunately dropped back to 7 under.
Yeah, superb recovery there, giving himself a chance to save par.
Yeah, trouble off the tee, but still in the mix.
Now James coming in from quite a good angle here, although he's missed the fairway. It's quite a good side to come in from. Can they capitalise? He certainly can. What a shot.
Oh, both men peppering the flag.
Hopefully a sign of things to come over the back 9.
Yeah, that's what we want to see today. A bit of a shootout.
Big putt here for Casey. Oh, a little bit tentative.
Oh, that's so bad.
And there you go.
How can you be doing this, lad?
He thought it was bad as
How
well.
can you have done this?
Oh, he's really beaten himself up there.
He is, but he needs to put it behind him. Only 1 hole left to go for Casey.
Right, let's go to the 15th then.
At 421 yards, this hole has played the 2nd hardest this week. Slight dogleg right, 2 bunkers off the tee to avoid on the left side, and then bunkers left and right. Quite a long, narrowish green. Most guys happy to take a par. There have been 34 birdies here in the 2 rounds. One of the good holes coming in. And here we go for Cameron. His second shot approach.
Pretty controlled, pretty calm and relaxed there. Here's Ross Cameron.
Is this guy feeling calm and relaxed though, Simon?
And that is the question. I think Gary King's acquitted himself very well.
He's not shown any signs of emotion here whatsoever.
He didn't last week though, Celtic Manor,
No,
did he? He
he's
kept
a
it
cool
very close
customer.
to his chest, yeah. But it's been a fabulous start. And the win is still on, but you just get the feeling he's going to have to do a little bit of work for it at some point.
Long range attempt here. A little bit of movement left to right at the hole.
At least he gave it a go. It's aggressive, which is what I want to see.
Luke Goddard 5 shots off the pace. He has threatened during this final round, but like the rest of the chasing pack, hasn't managed to follow a good hole with another one. Has tended to give the shot back, but that's a beautiful result.
Serious bit of spin on that ball there.
Well, always puts a smile on our face to see a bit of spin.
Fraser after that superb approach that peppered the flag. Can he convert? Yes.
Very, very well done for James Fraser. Takes him to -8. And let's take a little look at his profile. 28 years of age now, the Welshman from Pennard Golf Club. 2nd in the Scottish Masters, 4th at the Tour Championships. It's nearly happening for Fraser.
I know how good my game can be, and I know from last year that I let a few slip. I felt like I could have, or I should have really finished closer to the top 5 than I did. Considering I didn't win, I felt like I finished quite high up. But yeah, I mean, I'm a lot more confident than I was maybe last season. I feel like I can come out here and finish top 5, whereas last year I was a bit not sure.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear the way these players react to life in the pro ranks. Youngster that has come through. Sorry, I was just going to say, Scott, a youngster that's come through the Paul Laurie Foundation. I think we're going to see a few players coming out of that neck of the woods over the next few years.
Yeah, most definitely. He's doing a very good job up there, the foundation, bringing through some good young talent. Oh, Luke. Superb approach. Brought it back to pin high with that backspin. The crowd pleaser, but not converting.
I must admit, at the start of today, I really thought this was going to be the group that kicked on. Bennett and Goddard. Hasn't quite happened. But King, well, temporarily with a little bit of company from Fraser. We'll see whether Fraser can build on that. And the one thing that hasn't happened today, of course, in his final round is that King himself hasn't kicked on.
No, he's not. But it's not always the easiest of things to go out with a massive lead, as we've said. He'll just be trying to play, you know, as we keep saying, to his game plan, not taking unnecessary risks. And he's keeping himself atop the board.
So King 11 under, stays there. 3 shots off it, his playing partner Fraser. Let's go to the 13th.
13th, just a very slight dog leg. The guys will be looking to hit an iron off the tee, and then possibly a 9-iron or a wedge. It's a pretty straightforward green. There's no trouble around it. If you did miss the green, it'd just be a straightforward up and down.
Yeah, nice to see a hole, James, that just makes the players think a little bit.
Yeah, there's the option there to go with the driver, but most of them, like Gary's doing here, just choosing the iron off the tee.
So King looking for safe and sound.
Got it pin high again, and not too far away. He'll be looking for 1 or 2 birdies just to stretch that lead and really give himself a comfort zone coming in.
Ross Cameron, the man from Peterhead, north of the border, just trying to get up on tiptoes to see that one land. Very nice golf from him.
Fraser.
Always tricky to judge the pace going over that Mackenzie Ridge. And downhill. I tell you what, it's tracking. That's a great effort.
No then. Casey. Nothing should interfere here, I don't think. I think he's far enough back. Tight pin on the left. And could be a longish, tricky putt to finish. Not what he was looking for.
I'm surprised I'm not seeing the guys going with the driver there on the last. There's a bit of a bailout on the right, especially with the pin on the left. I would have thought that would be a good option.
Yeah, maybe there's a lot of nice cars in that car park today.
Yeah.
King then, as we said, safe and sound. I do like the way he carries himself on a golf course these days. Maybe just a little sign there of nerves, a little shake of the head. Oh, this is frustrating.
That seems to have been the flavour of the day for Ross there.
Luke's got pretty close to this green with his tee shot, but it's an awkward one up and over the camber. Yeah, probably 6 or 8 feet was the very best he could do from there.
Fraser then to maintain the challenge. Does so. And there's enough holes left for him to cause a few problems for his playing partner Gary King. Just starting to come into this now is Fraser. 18 then and Casey.
Always hard to get the pace coming out of the shadow there. Yeah.
Misread that one. There, Luke. Oh. Tee shot was so close to the green, he would have been desperate for a 3 there. Got to settle for the par 4.
I mean, that hurts bad enough in the Sunday medal, let alone out here in this sort of company. Casey, been a very impressive performance here at Frilford Heath from the young Irishman.
Yeah, he needs to just forget that finish and just capitalise on a really, really positive week and take that going forward for the rest of the season.
Yes, everyone's in for the long haul. Does not happen instantly. I mean, for some players it can be pretty quick. If you think of William Harrold last year and his move within the first few events from EuroPro to Challenge Tour, but for most players it takes a few seasons. Gary King is one of those players in question, but it's happening for him at last.
Yeah, really sensibly done there. No heroics.
Right, let's head up to the 16th and take a look at one of our closing holes.
324. A lot of guys will be able to get close to this if they go with the driver. Otherwise, you're just avoiding the bunker at 210 off the tee, leaving yourself a simple wedge in. Pin is cut front left today, so pretty accessible.
Some of the old adages, Scott, are still applicable, especially on courses like this. Once you've decided on your shot, you've got to commit to it. And I wonder what this man's going to commit to here. He can reach.
That's right. It's got to be 100% commitment once you've decided.
Whee! It's almost Bubba-like on the way back there, isn't it? His hands are so high.
That is a massive hit from Lloyd. Goodness me.
Well, he would have reached if it was online.
Yeah, and that's a good spot there. Opened up the flag, and he looks to have a decent lie as well.
Now, Fraser looks to be the man emerging from the pack, and with holes still to play with that can challenge King.
That flag position's proving very tricky for them indeed.
Yeah, a little bit of protection at 14 for the hole.
And here we go with Lloyd after that very powerful drive.
They're looking to hold this. Certainly aggressive, maybe a little bit of a flyer.
Little backstop though, bringing it back a little bit. Go on.
Go on. He's not impressed, is he?
No, be disappointed with that one.
Fraser there. Now, this is a match play situation. This to put pressure on King.
He's giving it a go.
Oh, yes.
For those watching at home, you noticed how still he kept his head there. He's done that all day long.
Do you know what? It could be game on, you know. Coming down the closing stretch here at Frilford. Oh, well done. All that power at his disposal, and you've got to make use of it then with your short game.
Let's see the response from King now. Like you said earlier, getting towards a match play situation. Can he follow him in? Comfortable.
He's got the answers, hasn't he, the boy?
That was super cool from Gary King, and it means that he maintains that 3-shot lead. Great move from both players there at 14, but it's King on 12 under ahead of James Fraser, and it's starting to look like we've got a head-to-head shootout here to conclude the Buildbase Open at Frilford Heath. Well, an interesting round of golf, and it's starting to get very interesting out there on the closing stages. King v Fraser after the break. Welcome back to the concluding action here at Frilford Heath from the Buildbase Open. And having had it all his own way for much of this tournament, Gary King still has a bit of company from his playing partner James Fraser, but I suspect Fraser now the only man that can really affect where this tournament goes. But King, remember, looking for back-to-back wins after that fabulous maiden win last week at Celtic Manor. Now Fraser needs to find his rhythm and go to work over these closing holes. Well, talking of the closing holes, Ross Cameron has reached the 17th, so let's have a look at that with James Hepworth.
Yeah, the 17th's quite narrow on the eye. There's a few little gorse bushes down the left and the right, so the players might be looking to play conservatively with a 3-wood. And the pin today is frontish, but in the centre and very accessible, and the guys will be looking to have a good finish here with a 3, and a good opportunity at 18 as well.
Come on then, gents, off the fence. Are we going to see a 3-shot swing to get Fraser back in this?
We'd like to see a bit of drama, wouldn't we, James?
Certainly do, Scott. We've had plenty of drama ourselves over the years, haven't we?
Absolutely.
Well, that could happen. Now, for this man, Cameron, it's about making sure he gets a good finish, something to build on for next week.
Nice bit of encouragement there for his partner.
Yeah, there's plenty of that goes on.
Yeah,
these are players that will be around you potentially for the whole of your career if you all move through together. Now, King, it's still his tournament to lose.
He keeps hitting fairways, though. He's making it very difficult for everyone else.
He certainly is. It's great to be the leader of the pack, but by 7 shots, an interesting dilemma ahead of the final round.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I've never been in this position before with that big a lead, so I'm looking forward to it. And either way, it's going to be a win-win situation because I'm going to learn from it. So,
talk us through your preparations this morning and what you go through in the lead up to a round, especially when you're in the final group.
Yeah, I'm just doing the same things I've done the last couple of days, tidying up the short game. I spent a little bit more time on this area just this morning. Going to head over to the net and do some video work in the swing as I do every morning, and then yeah, just approach it the same as I have done the last 2 days.
Some very wise words there from our leader.
Yeah, he seems in control.
Oh, unlucky for Ross Cameron. As threatened during the course of this round. Now, come on, Ross, keep it tidy.
Second shot for Fraser. Looking to get another tight one in here by the pin. Only 3 back now.
It's difficult to control his ball with the pin being there. Coming from the rough.
And James, with a bit of sun on it, how beautiful does the course look?
It does. It looks absolutely magnificent now the sun's come out. It really does.
Inviting shot here.
Another
for King.
Oh, it's beautiful. And Gary King is getting closer and closer. Let's go to the 18th with John Morgan.
We're here at the final hole, 324 yards. And I tell you what, this could give you the weebie-jeebies. At a bounce to the left if you want to take it on. Bunker at 255 if you want to take it on as well. You've got to carry that. And if you leak it out to the right, you're feeling a bit nervous and you come out of one, big high trees and thick bundi. But this green is beautiful, really is. It's kind of slanted at you from right to left going backwards. And if you draw one, you've got that beautiful big tree that's just right edge of the green. Just aim at that and just open up them shoulders and give it some good old beans. Now anyway, here we go, big dog out. If you're sensible and you've got a 1-shot lead, you probably get a 5-4 iron out, lay up short of that bunker and leaves you a nice little wedge in. But if you're 1 shot behind, this is what you're going to have to do. Anyway, there's a lovely portion, that car park, and if that's hit it, it's a big bill.
Nice one, John. Gonna have to come out of retirement and win the John Deere this time round.
Some classic humour there from Mr. Morgan. It wasn't your Porsche, was it, Simon?
No, you're all right, James. Now then, Cameron into the 18th. Well, we've seen a few putts from the back of this green. Not easy. Can Fraser do it? That's the big question over these closing holes. Look at Gary King just crouching down, trying to stay in the moment.
Good effort. Good effort.
I think he'll be pleased to see that sail by. Will Gary King? Again, pressure's off.
Yeah, just a touch of adrenaline there, just getting the better of him maybe.
I think he's just leaving himself a little bit too much work to do with the first putts. Certainly doesn't want to be leaving himself this much work with his second.
Dear me, well, we built it up as a head-to-head, but I'm afraid that's a big step back for James Fraser.
It's all a big learning curve for these guys, though.
Long-range birdie attempt for Cameron. And that's a good effort. And
Nice to see the members out.
Yeah, they didn't look too impressed there, but well done. Tidy round there. Eagle on the 6th, just the 1 bogey on the 13th. Solid day.
This then for a big swing on the scorecards.
Yeah, this could be the tournament right here.
It was never anywhere else. Lovely stroke.
I think you're right, Scott. I think that is enough protection now for Gary King. Back-to-back wins on any tour is always big, big news, and Gary King is on the verge of doing that. So 13 shots under the card, and King once again gives him that little bit of cushion. James Fraser will be kicking himself at 15, unable to apply the pressure. And Cameron into the clubhouse at 7 under. That's looking very, very good now for the young Scotsman.
Another fairway found for King. These pristine fairways at Frilford Heath.
Again, lovely balance. And a great result. Wow.
There's no let up from this guy.
Funny how free your arms swing with a 5-shot lead.
Yeah, exactly, Simon.
Harmston at 18. We've seen nobody attempt to John E. Morgan. I'm grateful to say at 18 at the moment. Well, things happen within a blink of an eye out there on the golf course, but look at that, trails by 5. That is nowhere near as much fun as trails by 3. Beautiful stuff. Well, the boys trusting their yardages over that bunker.
Yeah, on the hole where, you know, we saw Darren Lloyd hit driver there. James Fraser's obviously equally as long, but choosing to stick to his plan.
And right on cue, the South African. Darren Lloyd into 18.
Sensible shot, but a little bit surprised he didn't go for that green, I must say, with his length. Probably could have popped a 3-wood up there, very close to it.
He said about the Porsche.
Yeah, that would be a big bill.
Fraser then. Nothing much he can do now except play his own game. I guess there's still hope that King will make a rickets of it, but it's looking unlikely.
He's looking a little bit deflated, isn't he?
Yeah, it was a good bounce back, but like you say, he's looking like all hope has gone.
Well, that's where Harmston ended up after his tee shot, his second into the back of the green, and that's checked up on him. This for another step closer to a second title. Not to be, but still no dramas for Gary King.
A little smile as well from Gary there. We've not seen that, have we?
He's been the Iceman, hasn't he?
Totally.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, James. He's kept his cards very close to his chest. Lovely little putt from
I'm just absolutely amazed he didn't hit a driver there.
Yeah.
We've not seen anyone hit driver yet, have
We haven't, no. Cautious play. Cautious play. I mean, obviously confident in their wedges to make 3, but we'd like to see someone have a go at it. Solid 2 under par round there for Darren Lloyd. 2 bogeys, 4 birdies.
Yes, looks like he's back in business as the gallery watches on from the terrace here at 18.
Yes, that will make his lunch taste a bit better. No birdies in the closing 6, which he would have hoped for to move himself a little bit further up that leaderboard, but again, a solid round of 70, 2 under par.
Now, what to do, I guess is the old phrase. But from Gary King's point of view, he'll know exactly what he wants to do here at 17. Oh, he's not holding back.
He's looking a little anxious though, Simon. Is it down the left side?
Oh dear.
The solitary bush. It always finds it.
Just checking on the provisional whether he wants to take that. So some decisions for Gary King. He's going to have a bit of work to do.
We might have some drama after all.
Great technique there from Luke. You hear that crisp bounce into the sand, using the bounce of the club to control the ball.
Second time he's been into the gorse today.
Yeah, not pretty. He's been penalised heavily both times. He's had nothing, and he's taken a line of sight drop back behind the bush, keeping the bush between him and the flag. He can go back as far as he likes, get the yardage he wants. And he's on some fairly short grass as well.
Well, the £10,000 for the winner goes into the bank, but also goes on to the Order of Merit. It's the prize money that gets you through in this tour. Top 5 places is what they're gunning for, and Gary King, well, if this works out okay today, is going to do himself a massive favour.
Looks like he just got a bit of a jumper there, James, coming from the light rough on the right.
Yeah, that was an opportunity to apply some more pressure. 18th hole here, 324 yards. There's the out-of-bounds wall up the left side, the clubhouse left of the green. We want to see somebody go for this today. The pin is cut front left. Even that left bunker wouldn't be a bad spot, but we just need to see somebody have a go for it.
Well, I'm gobsmacked. He's out with an iron, and he's got an opportunity to have third all on his own. But again, these guys are sticking to the game plan, sticking to what they're comfortable with. Can he find the fairway? Yep.
Yes, always that balancing act between how much do you push the envelope in terms of the prize money. Well, getting a prize in second place on your own, that will do you a few favours. Now King, with that line of sight drop, just needs to find, I think, one more decent shot in this round, and the title's his. Not done yet.
No. Looking for the front of the green there, just seemed to roll back off.
It's a big shot here.
Looked like a full lob wedge there. Get some action on it, no. Very disappointed he'll be there. Actually, disbelief probably that didn't come back towards the flag.
Yeah, we get so used to these guys putting it inside a dustbin lid with that short game. Stands out like a sore thumb when they go past.
James, you can't leave those short.
I think he's hurting out there a little bit at the moment, James Fraser.
Long range attempt for Goddard. Looking to finish in style. Can he drain a long one? It's on line.
Just have to wonder whether he regrets not pulling that driver on the 18th.
I'm sure a few guys will after the round. They'll think what could have been if they just pumped it up there near the green and made 3. A little bit of meat on the bone there for a bogey as well. This could change things a little bit with 1 hole to go.
Yes, that certainly might draw Fraser into a big shot.
Well, there's the scorecard of Goddard. Very steady stuff, 2 birdies, 1 bogey, but look at that, 9 pars on the back 9. Not what he was after.
Big moment here then for Gary King. Oh dear.
Tentative. A little bit of a shock to the system, I'm sure.
Yes, is it going to be enough though? Oh no, and I'm afraid that's just about it for Fraser. He's had his chances today and he knows it.
Certainly took a big portion of the hole, didn't it? Oh dear.
Oh, Gary King hasn't given them much today. But the opportunities that were there, nobody has been able to seize them. So Fraser goes to the 18th tee, 3 shots behind the leader, Gary King.
And finally, we see someone with a wood out. Not the big dog, but 3 wood.
Good swing.
Beautiful balance swing there, James, again. He's had great rhythm all day.
This looks like it's front edge.
Oh, we love watching James Fraser play, and we've enjoyed watching this man play. He really has come into his own this year. And to be honest, he can do what he likes off the tee here.
Yeah, it just looks like he's hitting a 6 or a 7 iron there, just put it into position. That's all he needed to do.
Nicely done by Gary King. And a second EuroPro Tour trophy awaits him. Oh, back-to-back wins, never easy to get. And on a tour that is so strong in terms of strength and depth like the EuroPro Tour, well, they really are something to write home about, and Gary King is on the verge of his own little piece of history here.
Yeah, just one more solid wedge shot, find the putting surface and enjoy that walk to the clubhouse.
Yeah, sensibly done. Good man.
For Fraser, his demand now changes. This is about trying to grab the money for himself in second position.
Just grabbed on him.
Whatever he says, well, that's a shame. A chip in from there would have been very nice, but not to be. Well, we talked earlier in the programme about coming and watching these players in action, and the next chance you have to do that is at Longhurst in Northumberland, up in the northeast of England. Well, plenty of people here to watch Gary King finish the job. He'd love to do it in style. And does not have the pace there, so even though he won last week, there are still a few nerves jangling around, I think.
A few nerves, possibly a few thoughts on that back-to-back win situation. Just slightly distracting him maybe from his pure focus.
Fraser then, no, doesn't make the putt, and he's going to have to be very careful here. Needs to make sure of the job, and he does so. So second place on his own for James Fraser, but that is certainly not the result he was after. You can tell that in his reaction.
No, look at that. Plenty of birdies out there. 3 drop shots, and we've seen him miss a host of putts today that could have really put some pressure on King.
For Gary King, though, the moment is now. This to do something that not a lot of players get to achieve on the EuroPro Tour in their pro careers. Back-to-back wins, and dear me, we were building him up, and I'm afraid he's done it by a rather tortuous route, but he has done it. It's another trophy for Gary King, and that puts him in pole position here on the EuroPro Tour. Well, 62 on day one took the tournament away from everybody. 74 on the final day, but it's still a win.
Gaz, just coming off the 18th green, your second win in as many weeks at the start of this season. How are you feeling?
Well, I just finished double bogey, but I knew it didn't really matter. I mean, James played great golf out there today, and there was a few points out there where it was looking pretty tight, but I managed to make a couple crucial birdies there on, was it 13, 14? And I feel like my game plan was really strong all day. I didn't execute as well as I had done the last 2 days, but I think with a strong enough game plan and good enough execution, it was good enough to get it done.
As you say, James played well, came back at you as a couple of the other guys did. Were there any moments where you doubted it, or were you always in total control?
No, I did feel I was in control all day, because I knew on the back nine there was some good chances, and with the game plan I had in place, I always felt that, even though I have shot 2 over, I felt that around par was going to be about the number, and you know, fortunately that was good enough in the end.
And looking back on the week as a whole, an excellent 62 to open, and then getting the title, how do you reflect on these first 2 weeks of the season?
Yeah, it's been a great start, just what I wanted. Obviously, I think this is my 7th year now in the EuroPro. Not to win in the first 6 and then to win in the first 2 events in my 7th year is you know, a great feeling, and I've got to take a lot of confidence from it.
Congratulations, enjoy tonight.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, thanks guys. Cheers, man. Thanks.
Yes, well done from us in the commentary booth to Gary King, and to the victor go the spoils, friends and family, to come and enjoy this emotional moment. Well done to Gary King, the champion here at Frilford. Well, look at that. Everybody wants a piece of Gary King. That's how it's going to be over the next few weeks. And this is why, because he hasn't let anybody else have a look in so far on this year's EuroPro Tour. He's the champion, 2 shots clear of James Fraser in second. It's coming, Mr. Fraser, it's coming. And Ross Cameron, fantastic result for the young Scotsman to pick up 3rd all on his own. And as we move down through The leaderboard, well, some really good players in there that just couldn't quite find it on the final day. The likes of Wright, Fenwick, Armitage and Bennett there, tied for 14th, couldn't quite deliver. But overall, a very interesting tournament, dominated though by this man. Gary King receiving the trophy, presented by Dave Robinson, director of Buildbase. It's back-to-back wins for King here on the EuroPro Tour. Well, we've always said it, but 2 wins at any stage of the season makes a massive difference, and that's why Gary King is reigning supreme at the top of the order of merit. £20,000 already banked. It's going to be a bum fight for those other places to make top 5 and get that Challenge Tour card at the end of the season.
Well, it's been a fantastic day here at Frilford Heath, and a huge congratulations to Gary King for his 2nd consecutive title. Join us next week where we'll be in Burr Hill in Surrey for the 3rd event of the HotelPlanner.com PGA EuroPro Tour. We'll see you then.